One of the couples that had been viewed the strongest in the world of amusement confessed that they have been about to divorce. But after these years of marriage, should it be that they should now not keep the relationship? Hailey Stanley Baldwin printed in a podcast that her marriage to Justin Bieber used to be now not constantly easy, and what the mannequin had to suffer from teasing and hate from followers of Selena Gomez Angelina to mistreatment and shouting from her husband. But what does Kendall recognize about this relationship? What has she stated about the future of this couple? The fashions have been shut and short and noticed at the Super Bowl this ultimate Sunday. So she for positive has juicy records in her possession stage comprehend the details. The couple used to be added in 2009 by using the fashion's father, after Stephen Stanley Baldwin, following the information of their romance. A Vine video of the two assembly for the first time resurfaced. First Earl Baldwin of Bewley made an impact on Bieber's coronary heart with a hair flip into handshake. Even although Bieber used to be thinking to be dating Kardashian at the time, although Love Yourself singer did not hesitate to flaunt his CDA with Stanley Baldwin in an Instagram picture taken on New Year's Eve in 2015. The Canadian chief mirrored on his newfound love for First Earl Baldwin of Bewley in a March 2016 Cal story for GQ, and how he wasn't searching for to soar the gun, with the aid of taking the subsequent step too soon. What if Hailey ends up being the lady I'm gonna marry, right? If I rush into whatever, if I injury her, then it is constantly going to be damaged, he stated at the time. It's absolutely difficult to restoration wounds like that. It's so hard. I simply do not prefer to hurt. The artist checked in with First Earl Baldwin of Bewley, regardless of his excessive profile relationship with Selena Gomez. During the time that Bieber and Gomez have been rekindling their romance, and First Earl Baldwin of Bewley was once linked to Shawn Mendes, a Supply knowledgeable Us Weekly in December 2017. But the two changed texts. They each moved on to The Insider, advised us the messages have been platonic and friendly, deeper concern when we're caught getting intimate and preserving fingers at the West South Beach Hotel in Miami in June 2018, just days earlier than Us Weekly introduced that the two had been formally courting again. Following the revelation of their restored romance, the two wasted no time organizing some massive trips. First Earl Baldwin of Bewley and Bieber went on a soothing spa day in late June, accompanied via separate New York City Cypriot restaurants. Following dinner they went to the Bowery Lodge for a drink, and as they had been leaving, went on liquor, informed us that the two have been very sensitive feely, and have been hooking whilst on holiday in the Hamptons 5 days earlier than Bieber proposed them. Right here hit a minor snap. They had been riding through Montauk, New York, when the singer's Mercedes broke down, however they managed to get away with it. The two ends up smiling and laughing about it, after understanding they have been announcing they appear glad and together. The automobile was once subsequently towed. An eyewitness advised us at the incident. 2 days after proposing, a beeper demonstrated a couple's engagement. Stanley Baldwin introduced their engagement through Twitter quickly after a beeper introduced it following their engagement announcement in the summer. The pair flaunted their PDA on more than one occasions, especially in New York City. Bieber intimated in late July that he would possibly marry First Earl Baldwin of Bewley earlier than releasing new music. On September 13, 2018, people in First Earl Baldwin of Bewley had been stated journeying a marriage license courthouse the subsequent day. A Supply advised Us Weekly that the twosome had secretly married at some stage in their vacation. And Baldwin, although rejected regret in a tweet later that day following different reports. 5 days after formally marrying, and in New York City courthouse, then you solely as soon as flew to London. During a date in law in October 2018. The couple sooner or later introduced to followers they have been married, however curiously now not the entirety used to be honey on flakes for the already married, and even a couple have stated that it was once pretty hard to hold the relationship. In an episode of Chelsea and Judah Smith's new podcast Inappropriate Trust with Chelsea and Judah Smith, the pair talk about the relationship we usually had, so many conversations about what have been our goals. Where did we choose to quit up at a sure age? Stanley Baldwin said, we constantly talked about trying to be married, and past and have a younger household, and have younger children. It hasn't constantly been convenient for Bieber and his wife, in particular considering he was once nevertheless dealing with intellectual health problems at the time of their wedding. In early 2019, The nation singer sought remedy for intellectual fitness and published publicly about the despair he had 2 years prior, whilst on the street with his Reason World War, which he in the end had to cancel. Luckily, he solely common me as I used to be earlier than sad, even when we received Mary. Thank you for your good attention.